Hello all, welcome to this second part of Python on the job. If you have seen my last tutorial, we just introduced Python, just had a look at the memory variables and the dynamics of the data types, and I think you're already started to get more curious about this language. And I'm very sure your appetite to learn more about this ultra dynamic superb language has increased. So today we are going to talk about some more exciting stuff and some more dynamic aspects of this amazing language. We are going to talk about lists. So friends, first thing, lists can be compared to what you call as arrays in C++ and Java. Even C for that matter, yes. But Python has something more to offer, some more power in your hands when you use the lists. One thing is that arrays are static, as you all know. In all other languages like C, C++, Java, the arrays are static. In Python, the arrays are not static. They can be expanded, contracted, and what's more, you can actually have a mixed bag data type in Python. Like, you make a list, you have strings in it, you can have integers, you can have booleans, you can have your own objects. We'll talk about objects when we come to that. So that's what lists are in Python. So basically lists are what arrays are in C, C++, Java, but in Python they are more dynamic. So let's see an example. So in this case, you are going to open the assignments underscore list folder. But before I tell you more on that, here I wish to really thank a few people who have contributed some suggestions. So thanks all of you. So what I've done is I have incorporated some suggestions. So you will have to again download the zip file from the location given in the description. It's a fresh zip. It contains a newer version of assignments underscore lists. So you will open the create list file and you would want to do this. I'm just going to do it for you so that you also understand how things work as in the lists. So let me open the terminal now. There we go. And Python 3, enter. So you can see the prompt immediately changed. So when you declare a list or use it, as you know, variables don't need to be declared in Python. All that you need to do is just have any name. For example, we'll have langs equals and open this bracket. I actually put a brace, but that's not a brace, sorry, it's a bracket, similar to what you might have done in other languages, and start adding your elements right away. So I say Python, Java, Ruby, Perl, and there you go. It's as simple as that. Your list is created. Actually, I can print the list for you. Okay. As you can see, by the way, today will be the last day when we'll be using the prompt, because by then we are actually going to be very clear with the syntax and the way Python actually is, and then some more complex stuff is going to start. So this is the last time you're going to use this prompt. Well, you can actually get the length of the list as well. I'll just show you that. Print. The function used here is length. The length is 4 because we had 4 elements in the list. So we've used another function inside the main function print. This is called nesting of functions, and we'll discuss about this more when we come to the functions part of our series. You can actually access an element of the list using its index, and remember the index starts from 0. So if I say print langs of 0, you get Python. So I think this already gives you a fair bit of idea of how powerful the lists are. They are as good as arrays, a collection of variables, as I told you in the first part of programming. Well, so what is more dynamic about these arrays? Now, as I told you in the very beginning, that lists are so powerful in Python that you can not just use it and get declared automatically, but you can also append the list and you can also remove elements from the list. So unlike languages like C, C++, Java, where the arrays are absolutely static and you can't do much about it, so which means the size is determined dynamically. So let's try this out. Let's append a language to our already existing collection. Lisp is another amazing language, by the way. Someday I would do a tutorial on this, I guess. In Python, the prompt which we are using right now, you can actually use the up arrow and repeat a certain line if you want. So for example, I want to print this list, so I can just as you see, we have actually added an element to it. But I told you some time back that we can actually add anything to the list. Let's try something. Okay, I'll use the existing line. As I said, you can just use the up and down arrow to take whatever previously you had done. So here I'll correct this. I will do say 1 0 0 0. So it's very obvious I'm adding an integer to the list. The list was so far having only strings, but now, and it works, which means we can have a mixed bag of variables of different types in a list. It's actually very powerful. And as you can guess, just as you can add an element to the list, you can even remove it. The way to remove it is very simple. You can just do a del, give the name of the variable, which is langs in this case, the variable list, and give the element index which you want to remove. So let's say I want to remove 1 and enter. Now if I print as you can see, Java is gone because Python was at the position 0 and Java was at the position 1. So you can actually append to a list, you can delete from a list, you can get the size, and there are several things. I would suggest you try out the last thing, that you can actually delete the last element of the list as well. You can try it out because len will give you the length, but as I said, the index starts from 0. So your last element is always going to be len minus 1. So try it out yourself and enjoy this coding in Python. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel because a lot more is going to come. And as if this might have not been enough, from next time onwards, we are going to do loops, conditions, and you're going to have a big surprise when you study that, because there is a different way, a very beautiful way in which Python handles blocks of statements, and that's what we will be covering in the next tutorial coming up in the next 2 days. So until then, goodbye and happy coding.